So I'm sitting here driving my beautiful BMW as I get some me time before the upcoming Champions League semifinal match against Bayern Munich. And of course, Bayern Munich is one of the giants in European football. And of course, we're feeling very nervous and anxious and worried for the upcoming matches against them. It's gonna be no walk in the park, let me assure you that. But that's why I had to drive through this beautiful countryside and get a glimpse of this beautiful nature, because I had to drown the outside noise that I was hearing. Every discussion on the TV was, how can Athletic Bilbao get past Bayern Munich? How can the little team from Spain get past the German giants? And that really pissed our team off, hearing the German press describe our team as Spanish minnows. And heading into the semi-final of the Champions League, we have a tough opponent in FC Bayern Munich. And Guruzeta getting us kicked off here. Passing the ball to Karo. Karo. Passing it immediately to Lammer. Sunset finding Guruzeta. Guruzeta threading it through it. Inaki Williams passing it to Karo. Karo cutting in, having a shot. But Garnasechi with the save. Huescas passing it to Grealish. Grealish cutting back and passing it to Limer. Limer to Paulinho. Sane having a long shot and putting it into the back of the net. Take a bow, what a goal. A hammering goal by FC Bayern. And we are truly in the mud now, 1-0 down. Musiala passing it to Balde. Balde back to Musiala. And now, Prados unable to stop it, and Kane with the shot, but Unai Simon with a great save. And Bayern getting ready to cross it in. Kane with a headed effort. Huescas with the clearance. Grealish back to Musiala, who has a shot, but Unai Simon with another save. Sunset to Karo. Limer taking the ball off of Karo. And Musiala threading it through to Sane, who gets his second of the match. And we find ourselves down 2-0. A terrible display in front of our home crowd. Bayern Munich absolutely putting us in the mud. Nico Williams unable to settle it. Sane on the ball. Passing it to Musiala. And Musiala cutting in and out to Grealish. Balde on the ball now. Having a shot, but Unai Simon able to save it. Huescas trying to pass to Karo, but Limer's there with the interception. And Musiala with the long shot. And Unai Simon is there to save it. I'm having a terrible game right now. Bayern are running absolutely all over us. And Kane is through on goal, having a shot but unable to score. And that's it for Karo. A Karo stinker, and he's hooked. And I'm watching the end of the match from the bench. I got my poncho on, and Musiala's through on goal, and it hits off the post. And we truly could have been 3-0 down going into the second leg. And this match is going to end with us losing 2-0. Unless Nico Williams can do something here. And Nico Williams is through on goal, threading it through to Guruzeta. Guruzeta putting it into the back of the net. And we are back in this match. Back in this tie. Bayern Munich only taking a 2-1 victory back to Munich. But that is a deficit that we can definitely 100% overturn if we play football the way we have been this whole season. And taking a look at the other match, we see Barcelona and PSG draw 2-2. So a lot of excitement going into the second leg of both of these matches. And heading into match week 34, Athletic Bilbao hosts Real Betis. And Betis, of course, is going to have a lot to show for themselves in this match, because they're always a tough opponent, and they have players like Isco at their disposal. And Sanchez on the ball to Marc Roca, and Collado threading it through. And Avia Chimi cutting back, having a shot, and Unai Simon with a great save. And Gorosabal now cutting back and cutting in and passing it to Karo. Karo bombing it down the right flank. And what's Karo got for? Real Betis here easily getting past the defender, and Karo cutting in, and Karo still on the ball. And Karo with a left-footed shot just over the post. Perad on the ball, threading it through. And Avia Chimi with the shot, but Unai Simon with the save. And Venceder passing it to Karo. Karo bombing it to Inaki Williams, who finds Vesca. Guruzeta able to find Karo. Karo through on goal, has a shot and puts it into the back of the net in the 65th minute. Title running Karo. What more can you ask for from your main man? He always finds a way to score. Check it out. Getting past the defense, easily putting it into the back of the net. And we will collect the 3 points. Abde threading it through. Alvachimi with the shot, and Unai Simon with a very important save. Sanchez on the ball, passing it to Collado. Mark Roca getting the ball taken off him by Karo. And Karo now cutting in, cutting through the defense. Karo through on goal, has a shot and makes it 2-0. Game over. A brilliant goal and a brilliant bit of skill by Denis Karo, who manages to get past the defense with ease and smash it into the back of the net to solidify the 2-0 lead and collect the 3 points for Athletic Bilbao. And we're just waiting for the ref to blow the whistle, and he has blown the whistle, and we have collected our 3 points. And what does that mean for the title race, you ask? Well, it means that we have leapfrogged Barcelona to the top of La Liga with a total of 78 points to their 77 points. Our record stands at 25 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses. And now we head into the second leg of the semi-final of the Champions League, where we have to overcome a 2-1 deficit against FC Bayern. And Kane passing it to Musiala, who passes it to Leimer. And Musiala passing it to Paulinho. And Bayern getting ready to cross in this corner. And here's Grealish with the cross, and Pavard with the header. And Van de Ven passing it to Sane, who curls it in. This guy can't stop scoring. That is his 3rd goal in 2 matches against us. And we truly might be in the mud, as Bayern has just gone up 1-0 in the 9th minute of the match in the second leg of the semi-final of the Champions League. And now they restore their 2-goal lead. And Balde threading it through to Musiala, and Musiala finding Kane, and Kane looking to shoot, and Unai Simon with a very important save. And we are getting hammered by Bayern. Kane passing it to Sane. Sane getting stopped in his tracks. And Nico Williams passing it to Karo. Karo back to Nico Williams, who finds Karo once again. And Karo now heading towards goal. And Karo getting past the Bayern defense. Karo unable to get a shot off, but Guruzeta can. And Guruzeta saves the day once again. He has scored another goal against Bayern Munich, and he has brought the lead back down to 1 goal for Bayern. And now there is a chance that we can overturn this once again. And here's Sane on the ball, the dangerous man, passing it to Pedro Porro. Sane on the ball once again, passing it to Porro. Sane on the ball to Musiala. Kane now having a shot, and Unai Simon stretching out for the save. And Huescas cutting back, cutting in, cutting back, passing it to Vivian. Sunset on the ball. Huescas now cutting in, passing it to Caro. Caro turning with the ball, passing it back to Huescas. And we're running out of ideas now, and I'm just going to make a run here. And now Inaki Williams passing it to Caro. Caro cutting back, passing it to Inaki Williams. And now Prado's finding Caro. Caro with a curling shot, but unable to get past Connor Secchi. And with just 25 minutes left in this match, Sané's on the ball, looking dangerous once again. Limer finding Musiala. Musiala having a shot. Akanji there with the block, a very important block. And now Sunset passing it to Karo. And Karo on the ball, threading it through to Nico Williams, who cuts in and passes it to Sunset, who finds Inaki Williams, who finds Karo, and Karo finds the back of the net. And now this fixture is all level on aggregate, as Karo has just scored the third goal for Athletic Bilbao over the two legs. And now we have a match on our hands. We could be heading into extra time. Porro on the ball, passing it to Sané. Olise swinging it in. And now Limer losing the ball to Karo. Karo unable to get past Porro. Baguruzeta finding Karo now. And Karo racing Porro and getting right past him this time. And Karo now cutting in. And Karo still on the ball. Ball roll, fake shot. Karo slotting it into the back of the net. And Athletic Bilbao have just solidified their spot in the final of the Champions League. There is no coming back from that for Bayern Munich. They are truly in the mud. Karo with the ball roll, Karo with the fake shot, and Karo with the easy pass into the net like he's Lionel Messi. And that puts Athletic Bilbao up 3-1 with just 12 minutes left in this match. And Bayern are feeling the pressure now. And Karo has just broken Cristiano Ronaldo's Champions League goal-scoring record. And if this match comes to an end anytime soon, it'll be the perfect night for Karo. And here's Limer passing it to Musiala. Paulinho on the ball. And this match comes to an end, and we are going to the Champions League final. A brilliant victory for Athletic Bilbao over German giants Bayern Munich. Will see us head into the final of the Champions League to face off against Paris Saint-Germain, who have knocked out Barcelona 4-2 on aggregate. And all eyes are now on the final in Manchester. And heading into match week 35 of La Liga, Real Sociedad face off against Athletic Bilbao. And here we have Moukoko getting us kicked off. And Take on the ball. Bryce Mendes threading it through. And Odriozola on the other end. Cutting in. Ball roll. Passing it to Bryce Mendes. And Karo taking the ball off Mendes. But Mendes back on the ball. Passing it to Take, who backheels it to Moukoko. And he puts it into the back of the net, and we find ourselves down 1-0. Moukoko putting us in the mud, absolutely busting our balls in this league race. We had it all in our hands. We were in first place. All we had to do was win out the season, and we are champions. And Bryce Mendes passing it to Take. Moukoko, the goal scorer, having a long shot, and Unai Simon able to save it. Vivian heading the ball. And Nico Williams passing it to Karo. Karo with a turn. And Karo through the defense. Karo still on the ball. And Karo's through on goal. Has a shot and puts it into the back of the net. And he has leveled the score. And surely you gotta believe that Athletic Bilbao will find a way to win this match now. A brilliant goal scored by the main man. And now Athletic Bilbao back in this match 1-1. And Bryce Mendes. Moukoko on the ball. Passing it back to Bryce Mendes. And Moukoko once again. Turientes to Romo. Romo threading it through to Moukoko. Moukoko somehow on the ball. Pass it to Take. Bryce Mendes passing it to Take. Take somehow has a shot and puts it into the back of the net. And I want to bury my face in a pillow because we are truly in the mud. And we may have well just thrown the league away. We find ourselves down 2-1. Guruzeta passing it to Karo. And Karo able to display some skill, managing to avoid the tackle. And now Karo with more skill, but a shit shot. And we are truly nearing the end of the match, a very frustrating match of football. Here's Karo on the ball, unable to find Nico Williams, and that is exactly how our match has gone. Bryce Mendez unable to get the pass past Vivian, and now Karo finds himself with the ball. He passes it to Nico Williams. Nico Williams passing it to Karo. Karo threading it through to Guruzeta, who passes it to Inaki Williams. And we are back in this match 2-2. But guess what? There's still time to go and win this match. Can we do it? I think we can. We better, because I'll tell you what, I'm not losing this league title. I will not go 2 years in a row without winning a league title. You can mark my words. Goro Sabel finding Karo. Karo getting past the defender. And now Karo able to find himself in acres of space. Karo is through on goal. Outside the foot shot into the back of the net. And Karo's pointing to his head. Mentality Monster has just won this match. And he's just pushed that camera away. Get out my face. And check out this reaction from the team and from the fans. They know what it means. It means that we remain in first place. And we just have to win the rest of our matches to be crowned champion. And Athletic Bilbao find themselves up 3-2 in what will be a very hard-fought victory. And Tobito to Romo. Tobito on the ball. Bryce Mendez threading it through to Take. Take with another back heel to Mukoko. Are you kidding me? Look at the smile on his face. This evil bastard has just busted our balls. He has just ruined our title race. I can't believe it. We had the fairy tale ending in our hands, and we have just thrown it away. And we find ourselves with one measly ass point from this match. I truly thought we deserved the 3 points. We were the better team in my opinion. But now we can only cry about it as Barcelona take back the first spot in La Liga. And now we find ourselves 1 point behind the mighty Barca, who have 80 points to our 79 points after that disappointing draw. And heading in to match week 36, we face off against Mallorca. And while we did drop points in the last match, we still can win this league because we still have to face off against Barcelona. And a victory over them will see us pass them on the table. And caught with a long shot here, unable to get past Roman. And Danny Rodriguez passing the ball, but Vesca's there with the interception. And now Guruzeta passing it to Karo. Karo now. Ooh, with some brilliant skill and getting past the defender and smashing it into the back of the net. Ooh, giving himself some CTE by smashing his head on that flagpole. And finding himself up 1-0 along with the rest of his team. And Musa on the ball. Karo with the free kick. You already know this is going into the back of the net. And here we go. Ooh. Vesca finding Sunset, who finds Karo. Karo now with some skills. Karo on the ball still. Pass to the fence. Ooh, I thought that was going to be into the back of the net. Alvaro Diallo unable to find Karo. Finding Huescas this time, and Karo now on the ball. And Karo's in acres of space, threading it through to Nico Williams, who has a shot and scores off his own rebound. And look how happy he is. And now look how serious he is. Holy shit. A brilliant goal by Nico Williams. A great pass by Karo. And we find ourselves up 2-0. And now Guruzeta passing it to Karo. Karo threading it through to Guruzeta, who just cool, calm, collectedly puts it into the back of the net. And we find ourselves up 3-0. A brilliant goal by Guruzeta. And look at Karo just standing on the billboard like he's the main character. And Dani Rodriguez cutting back. Darder to Musa. Lauren getting taken off the ball by Karo. And Darder to Lauren. Darder back on the ball. Lauren again to Musa. A brilliant ball work here by Mallorca and a goal for their reward. And you know what? That's me clapping my hands, you absolute sickos. I'm just giving them applause for some beautiful football that they played. And now Karo's gonna take the piss. And here's Sunset passing it to Karo. Karo now showing skills of his own. Getting past the defender. And now Karo passing it to Guruzeta. And Guruzeta just gonna smash it into the right side of the net. And that will be a 4-1 victory for Athletic Bilbao. And look how happy the team is. Look at us. Playing brilliant football, scoring amazing goals, and scoring them in loads and bunches. And Dani Rodriguez passing the ball to Darder. And Darder threading it through to Morlanes, who puts it into the back of the net to make it 4-2. And I swear if we bottle this lead, I'm going to be very upset with my team. And here's Karo on the ball. Passing it to Sunset. Sunset on the ball now. Passing it to Karo. Karo cutting back, cutting through, having a long shot, and oh wow, almost went to the back of the net, and Karo just lays down on the ground. And with just seconds left in this match, Mallorca unable to find a way back in it, and Athletic Bilbao collects the 3 points, and we find ourselves just 1 point behind Barcelona, who we play next in La Liga. We have a record of 26 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, 82 points in total, and a victory against Barca will mean we go first in the league. And looking at the Champions League, we will face off against PSG in the final in Manchester, England, after a hard-fought victory over Bayern Munich. And it was a very difficult task to reach the final, but somehow, some way we managed to do so. And we will face off against PSG to lift that Champions League trophy. Will we beat Barcelona? Will we win La Liga? Will we win the Champions League? Find out on the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This has been Dennis from Clowning Wall Gaming. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Have yourself a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.